Happy Monday, March 25th. Oh, it's a full moon today, the calendar says. That's fun. I just want to welcome everyone to QuestionPro Office Hours. If you don't know who I am, I'm Crystal Weiss. I'm the Director of Marketing here at QuestionPro. And today it's just me. I don't have a guest. So this is going to be a lot of how-tos, and we got some good questions submitted. So if you do have a question about how to get started with your survey basics, you can see here that we are definitely just going to be doing the basics today. We're going to start with our essentials license and kind of walk through what that looks like. If you have more advanced questions, please make sure to put those in the comments section of your LinkedIn or Facebook or YouTube comments. And I do have the guys on, or girls, but the support team on my Slack channel, and they're available in case I need some help. But today we are just going to be going through the basics of survey software. And at QuestionPro, you know that survey software is our jam. We love it. So please let me know if you have any questions. Again, my name is Crystal Weiss. I'm the Director of Marketing here at QuestionPro, and I'm based in Austin, Texas. Let me know in the comments where you're from. So we're going to get started today, and as you can see, I've already made an account. You can sign up for free at QuestionPro.com for our Essentials license. And our Essentials license gives you up to 10 surveys with 200 respondents per survey. So depending on what you're looking for, this is really more than enough. You know, I send surveys out to my family for trying to pick somewhere for family vacation. You might be sending them to your PTA or to your room moms or dads, or to maybe, you know, your small team on deciding where to go for your holiday party, etc. So QuestionPro Essentials is really there for just to get your hands on survey software or to do small, you know, surveys depending on your needs. So there's a few ways to get started with the survey software, and we're going to explore that today. Again, if you have any questions, please put them in the comments section. So I'm going to change my view here. I'm little now. Hello. And we're going to get started with entering our survey name, which is just going to be QuestionPro. You can see all the different ones at Team Housing, all the different ones I've started, but we're going to do QuestionPro Office Hours, and we're just going to get started with the survey. So there's a few different ways you can create your survey. You can create it from scratch, just like how I'm going to do here. You can browse through templates. We have a lot of template options. So you can do your basics or like restaurant review or quick newsletter, and it can show you how many surveys are going to be in there. You can preview it. See here, let the respondents know you're looking for feedback, and it kind of has it already started. You can use that template there. You can, these are our most popular, right? Event satisfaction is very popular. Company satisfaction. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how do you enjoy products or services? We also have employee feedback surveys, education surveys, event planning surveys, literally any kind of survey you're looking for. We have over 500 templates across the website and inside our application. So please know you don't have to get started from scratch by yourself. I always feel like writing out the questions is the hardest part. And that is definitely something that the more you do, the better you get at it. It's something I've learned in the last year. But if you don't know quite where to start, or you just want to, you know, really get your hands in like, how do you ask these questions? What's the best way to do it? Make sure you're using our templates to get started. And some of them even see here, you know, 25 questions. Like you could start with that and then delete them as you go through, because you might not need all of them, but having them already built and already designed for you is a huge game changer, in my opinion. So let's start with maybe an event satisfaction survey. This is, I'm running events or hosting events is a real passion of mine. So we're just going to use this template to get started. Just click get started, and here we go. Boop, boop, Boop. Oh, I should have like put some music in the background while we were doing this. Okay, so here we go. We have an event satisfaction survey, and here we're just going to start at the top and kind of work our way down. Oh, phone verification. So you need to enter a valid phone number if you're going to send out your survey. That is to make sure that you're not spoofing or doing anything nefarious. Typically, when I'm doing demos, I don't, or sometimes I use my parents' house phone number that they've had since like the 1950s. I'm sure they get lots of weird calls because I always put that phone number in there. But we're just going to change the title of the survey to Question Pro Office Hours. What you would want to do here is make sure that you change the title of your survey to something that your respondents are aware of. So if you're sending this after a spring formal, or let's say something related to your sorority or a work event, make sure that the title is something that's related to the survey so that people understand what they're getting sent. You don't want them to get a survey and then blow it off because they don't understand what it was about. Another big asset that you can do here is make sure to add a logo. I would say that this is the thing that most people miss the most, and it's the easiest way to see, they just texted my parents' house. The easiest way to make sure that we are, I'm just updating the different templates and getting started. Making sure security is there is also really important. I'm just going to stop sharing my screen real fast while I verify my phone number because I do not need my phone number out in the world. So if you have any questions, please make sure that you put the questions in your in the chat channel, and I'm just waiting for my code to be sent. And so now it'll text me a 6-digit code and we'll be able to keep moving on with our surveys. So making sure that security is important is really important to us, and like making sure that, you know, people who are using QuestionPro aren't sending out surveys that are collecting data that's nefarious. That's really important. So what we're going to keep doing is working on the design. And I think this is really the most important. You can change it to your brand colors. You can change it to your company's colors. Right now, this is actually the QuestionPro Blue. So I get really excited because almost everything goes out in our colors. You can also use an accessibility theme. So if you have people who are in need of those accessibility options, we have that. And in here, you can just go into customize and you can add your own hex code colors. So many of you will probably work at companies that have brand guidelines. So making sure that you adhere to those brand guidelines, and again, create a survey that is really helpful to recognize the company that you're going through is really, really important. So make sure that you reach out to your marketing team to get the right logo. You want it to be in a high resolution. You want your logo to be up there, centered, very prominent. You want the name of your event to be clear, and you want to make sure that the colors you're using represent your company. And so you can change the progress bar. Let's say I work for Barbie or Mattel. We're going to change everything to hot pink. And we can really start. Oh, we want brighter there. Start customizing. Oh, look at all that. Everything to be that brand color. Sometimes it can get, you don't want to go too over the top with too many things. It looks like I can't upload photos until I get a code, which is great. Hey, and so there we want to make sure that we can, you want to save and apply. So, Well, we could also upgrade and if you want those customized survey settings. So here we're just going to go with one of our basic themes. We're going to save and apply that. And then now we can preview our survey. Here, I don't know if you can see that though. Oh, let me reshare my screen. Stop screen, present, share screen. So you can always preview the what your survey is going to look like here. So it'll open up in a new window. And here you can see we've applied the theme and you can, how did you learn about event? And then you can test the survey here as well. So this is where you can, for networking to support the organization, and you can run through all these questions and test it here in our, a fairly nicely designed survey. And I'm just going to ask the support team about my verification. I can't upload a image on Office Hours. So here we are testing our survey. We've added a really nice design and you can go through and test the whole thing. So now we're going to go back to our survey and get started organizing some of these questions and customizing them. So if you wondered how we got here, we are up here in the workspace. Oh, to the stage. We're up here in the workspace and we've created a title. We're going to add a logo once our phone number is verified. And here is when you can really start diving in and adding questions. So we want to say, let's say we start with a smiley rating. And how satisfied were you? Were you with office hours? At this point, we're going to go neutral because I have not used Essentials in a little while, and kind of, when you have to come down to the free license, I know it's really good, but sometimes I forget that there are, typically the marketing team and the QuestionPro team, we get the fanciest license we get to play around with. So sometimes I forget about the different things, but here we're going to change our smileys and we are going to, I don't know which one, this one we could use. Oh, this guy is angry. Let's use him. Okay, so we're going to save, you could also save that. So now we're going to use this angry man. He's kind of fun. And then we're going to go in here and change the colors. Oh, maybe not. Maybe not on Essentials. Nope, doesn't look like it. So we're not going to change the colors now, but you can change the smileys. And you can, if you upgrade to our advanced license, you can customize the smileys, which can be kind of fun. You can also go in here and make sure that they force response this. So we have different types, like 3 different types of validation for your survey. None would mean the respondent doesn't have to answer this question. Request response is when they get an alert that says, hey, we'd like you to answer this question. And a force response means that they cannot move on with the other survey questions until they answer this question. So you really want to pick which questions do you want your survey respondents to answer, which ones do you kind of don't care if they answer, and which ones do you definitely don't care if they answer. So none, hey, we'd like you to take this, and yes, you have to take this question to move on. So we're going to do a force response here, and we're going to apply that. Validation has been updated. So when they start the survey, they're going to be required, and you can see that here with this little red, but a little red asterisk here, that they're required to take this question. And here we can see that our validation has been turned on. So we've added a graphical question. So a graphical user interface or a GUI question often gets higher responses. And then we're going to go into some of our more, detailed questions like, how did you learn about this event? So one of the, I think, best kept secrets, or something I didn't learn for a while about how to build a survey on QuestionPro. And, sometimes people picked on me, Adrian, in saying that I definitely should have known this. But if you're just a casual user or you've just signed up and you're just entering in the world of surveys, some of this stuff you might not know. And if no one teaches you, how would you know it? So for me, bulk edit was a game changer. Okay, so I want to show you again. Make sure you come down here and you go to bulk edit. And this is where, don't know what that means, so I'm going to get rid of it. This is where you can actually put all your answer options in one place really, really quickly. So through a friend, membership announcement, through a survey, from my supper club, etc. Now, bulk editing is disabled once the survey is live, but at the beginning, it is so handy. And then you can save and look, it's already created all those answers for you. So for me, when I'm building out my surveys, I actually write the surveys in a Word document or a Google Doc ahead of time. And then I like to, because then I can proof it, you can share it, which you can technically do on QuestionPro too, but I'm a little bit old school. Sometimes I write them in my notebook. And so you definitely want to be able to edit or bulk edit these questions. And it helps with copying and pasting. It helps with going quickly. And so make sure that you are using this bulk edit option down here, because I definitely think not enough people who are using our Essentials license are using that option. So now we have some other things to go through. So you have a radio button, you can make a checkbox button, you could make it a list. You could also make it a drop down. So there's a lot of different ways that you can have your survey designed, and you want to think about the respondent when it comes to this. Are they going to be taking it on their phone? So the drop downs may not be the most functional. Are they going to be taking it on a desktop? Are they older? Are they more tech savvy? Make sure that when you're going through this, that you kind of think about what the respondent is, like who the respondent is and how best they can answer these questions. There's also this one where you can do it horizontal. Don't do that. Like that just looks terrible and it's going to hurt your eyes. So a lot of the best practices are defaults on QuestionPro. So if you're having concerns there, just leave them. And if you have any questions, make sure you jump on our chat channel or come to office hours where, I might be able to answer them. And if not, I'll Slack Adrian and he'll help me. So there is also, you can make sure that if you don't want people to just answer the first one, you know how people go through, and my dad does this, he'll go through and he'll just do like the first answer of every question. If you want to make sure that people aren't doing that, or, if they're giving it a little bit more thought, you can have the question display come up random. And so when each time you go through the survey, the questions will come up in a different order. That's really helpful. You can also go in here, make sure that if you wanted some logic, you have to go to the next serve. You have to go up to advanced, but I meant to click validation. If we want to request a response, we can apply that here. Oh, but it has to be on the next license. So then you can just force a response and hit apply. And then, so you'll see, okay, for this question, we have an answer validation and we have answer randomization. So each time that this question comes up, these answers will be randomized. Okay, so then we went through, just to recap, we've titled our survey something that the respondents will recognize. You want to add a logo to make sure that, but you have to register your account first. You want to make sure that you add a logo so that they know who the company is that they're getting the survey from. You want to use a mixture of text questions and visual questions. So here we used a smiley face question. You could also use a star rating question. You could use a slider, something that's a little bit more interactive. Again, you want to make sure that you understand the respondents that you are sending this to. So, for certain demographics, you may want just simpler questions versus different advanced, and depending on what devices that they are getting their question on. We also made sure that we had this question was validated, so that they must take this one along with the second one where the answers are randomized. So as we're going through, you're going to want to add I don't know, more questions. Like, how did you like the food hosted at office hours? I'm drinking coffee, so that, office hours. Love it or hate it. Again, you want to go into settings, and you just make sure you're reviewing everything here. You want to make sure that, you force a response. You can also change this. So you could have it be the best, save, and then you could have this be the worst. This coffee is marginal. I should have gotten a latte, but so you can see how I went in there, and I went in here and I changed this by going to the rich content editor, and you can change the thumbs up, the thumbs down to something that's maybe customized to you. So we're just going to keep going through some of these question options. You can get contact information, email address. You can do the drop downs, which we talked about, or select many. This is great for when you want them to enter different options, like multiple options. So what events? Oh, and then look at this. We even generate questions for you. So what is your relationship to our company? What type of mental health services are available? So then we could also do maybe just type events and see which other events are you aware of, select all that apply. And it automatically builds the question for you. And then you would go into the bulk edit. At least this is what I would do. You would go into the bulk edit and change this to March office hours, February office hours. Next month, April, Adrian Mendez will be here, and I will not just be trolling him on office hours, and he'll be answering some of your advanced survey questions for us. So I am unaware of these events. Oh, QuestionPro X Day 2024, October 3rd in Austin, Texas, if you'd like to come. So then make sure you select apply, and then here they are. And then you can, when you go into, and we will preview this when we're done, you'll be able to see that you can answer multiple of these. So you can answer all of these or none of these. Boop, boop, boop. So as we go through here, you can also delete questions. So because we used a survey template, you can go in here and say, ooh, I don't like that question and I want to get rid of it, or I want to change it. You could also reorder your questions. So how did you learn about the event? We could move that up. We could, which events are you aware of? You could move this up. You could move our, thumbs up, thumbs down question, or is this the smiley face question? You could move that to the bottom, and then this will automatically renumber the questions once it's saved. And then the questions are reordered. And so what we're going to do is we're going to, I think I'm only sharing this tab. Oh, here we go. Perfect. So now, oh, I got to share a new tab. Hold on. Boop, boop, boop. Share screen. I wonder if I can just share the whole window. Yes, there we go. Bam. Add to stage. Oh, and I'm little again. Okay, so we went through, what I did was I was here and I wanted to just preview where we were at. So I started from the top. And so here we are, QuestionPro office hours. We've created we've used customized colors. And we're going to start here. How did you learn about our event? Through a friend. You're going to hit next. Which of the other events are you aware of? Select all but apply. Boop, boop, boop. There we go. Did you like it was the best or it was the worst? Ta-da. What other events are you aware of? March office hours, February, etc. For networking. And then here you can test the survey. I'm very dissatisfied. And oh, here we go. This is one we hadn't even talked about yet. So was it, you can put in matrix questions and make sure that, ease of parking, and customize this to each of your respondents and understanding what's important to them, what's very important to them. And the more these don't have force, so technically I don't have to answer it all and I could just hit next. Sometimes that's good because you maybe get better respondents, but you definitely don't want to not make them take any of the questions. That won't help you at all. And then boop, boop, boop. We're just going to keep going through here. Okay, next. There's a lot of questions in here. This was great. This is an open-ended question. And then we were neutral, and this should be the last one. Done. Thank you for completing the survey. So now we're going to go through some of our finish options, and we're going to kind of show you the different pieces there. So the thank you op page is something that you can customize. We could change this to thanks for completing the survey about QuestionPro office hours. Again, reiterating what the survey was about and who the audience is taking this for. That's really important. And making sure that they feel like they are a part of the process with you, because you don't want this to just be like, oh, I fill out these surveys for them and then they never do anything with that data. You don't want that. So this is where you can make sure that people are taking the survey and reminding and always putting that brand back in their mind about what it was about. So here you can also insert an image. Again, when you verify your phone number, you can insert an image. You can make the font different colors. You can make it different sizes. You could don't use Comic Sans, but for this circumstance, you can see that we can change the text. You can also add some custom source code here if you wanted to, make it a little bit more customizable. We could get out of there. You can add a table. You can add bullet points. There's a lot of different variables that you could do here. You could also say like, hi, thank you, thank you, Crystal at QuestionPro.com for taking this survey. And then it'd be a little, like even just a little bit more customized to them, which is pretty exciting. So you could also put a link that's like, learn more about future office hours here. And then you could insert a link there. Oh, where is it? And there we go. You could insert a URL here that would take them to a landing page for either your next event or a future survey, or just taking them back to the homepage of your company. Again, reiterating who the survey was from, and then also like what you're going to do with the survey afterwards. You could say your thank you for completing the survey about office hours. Your answers help ensure that future content is customized for you. Ta-da! So then you always want to make sure you hit save changes. That is probably my biggest downfall, is not saving changes. And then we're just gonna, if you save the changes, you can preview this. And I'm just gonna open that in a new tab. So always make sure that you're customizing the changes. And I don't want to go all the way through this again, but it'll be at the bottom. So that's one of the options. You also want to go through here through your settings. Make sure that you really just, I guess like the biggest thing is click all the buttons, guys. It's just software. You want to make sure that you go through and make sure that you've got all the different things dialed in. Something that I always do is make sure that I just allow people to take the survey once. You really want to, you have people take the survey multiple times, then you're kind of diluting your data. Allowing the survey to only be taken once is really important. And you can customize the response, but that is something that is a really easy win. And you can just click it on here. It's available on Essentials, and you can make sure that you just have that dialed in. Some things, if you upgraded to advanced, would be a save and continue or a survey timer. So if they only had 24 hours to complete the survey, or age verification, again, though, make sure you save changes. And then if it is, you want to make sure that you get notifications when there's a respondent that comes in. Oh, make sure you validate your phone number, as we can see. That'll be very important. So you also, if you available on our Essentials license, I think you get one language. Yep. So you can have a default language of your survey, and we have, as you can see, hundreds of languages in here, but on our Essentials, you get one default language. So those are just some of the basics of getting your survey started and making sure that it, again, looks like who it's coming from, right? You don't want it to be just something random. You definitely want it to be from you. You want to make sure that you're customizing the questions and either starting from a survey template or maybe writing your questions out ahead of time and using that bulk edit to put all the questions in here much faster. You can do one question at a time, which I guess I didn't even show you, which is just using this add button, but it takes so much time. I wouldn't do that. Use the bulk edit. It's very exciting and very useful. And you can always see that all your changes have been saved. Here you can see show up to 25. Don't make surveys that are 50 questions. Even this one is too long. It should probably only be like 5 or 10. Make sure that you're keeping your surveys short, because that means you're going to get a higher response rate. So how do you distribute your surveys? That's going to be the next piece that we're talking about here. So you have built your survey for your event. It looks like who it's coming from. You've put in some of the security options, like only being able to take it one time. You've made sure that you went through and validated which questions you want people to take by using force response. And now you want to send the survey. So there's a few different ways to do that. One of the easiest ways is this QR code. So you could download the QR code or print it or copy and paste it into an email. You could stick it on your social media, etc. The second way to do it is by sending out this URL. And that'll just take you to the beginning of your survey. So it just lives up here. You just copy it, and you could put that in an email that's going out. You could put that in a text message. So that is where those are the two fastest ways, QR code or the email link. A couple other ways that you could do it. Let's say you have a list. So you could create an email list that's QuestionPro office hours. Create new list. There we go. Cool. So if you are working at a company or at a PTA or a nonprofit or a skateboarding club, I don't know, I'm just thinking of things now. And you already have an email list of people there, you can upload that. Make sure you're putting it, in the correct template format that we have. So you want to download this example and upload that. You could also copy and paste the email addresses in. See, here we go. This is the template. So email address, first name, last name, phone number. You could use custom parameters if you wanted to, and you could put your contacts in there, or you could upload them all manually, almost like the bulk edit option. And then you could even do email address, first name, last name. There's a lot of options in here. And then that would allow you, or you could add the contacts manually. So it'd be like, what's Adrian's work email? Adrian Mendez at question. I'm picking on Adrian a lot today. And then Adrian Mendez. And then you go, boom, successfully imported. And then you go finish. And now I have one email address in my list. Ta-da. Oh, you can't see that. It's in a different window. Let's see. Did you see that? Let me check. Nope, you didn't. Boom. But he's uploaded there. Just trust me. So you can see that, okay, we're not getting any spam. So when you go to compose your email, you could say select list, and it's going to be our default list or our office hours list. And then you're going to say, you could create a template, create a new template that is survey specific, or you could go in here and say this, hi there. I always use there when you don't know if it's going, who it's going to. Thank you for coming to the QuestionPro office hours, March 2024. Again, reiterating, as you'll see all constantly, and maybe it's because I'm in marketing, you can see that I'm reiterating why to come, like where the survey came from and why you're getting this survey. There's a huge reason people don't take surveys is that they don't feel emotionally invested in the outcome of the survey or the thing that they were at. So make sure that you reiterate again why they should take this survey. In this case, they are getting a specific link just for them, and it will appear here when you send it out. I think there might be a preview option. We will find out. I obviously can't send it yet because I haven't verified any of the things because I started this right before we started. And thanks to QuestionPro's security team, there are always more pieces in place than there were last time I did Essentials, which was this time last year. So then you would be able to use your list and you would email it. You could put the subject line that's like, please, survey response, survey for QuestionPro office hours. No one's asked me any questions in the chat. I'm getting kind of sad. It's just me here hanging out. I don't know who these 6 people are watching that aren't asking me any questions, but I hope you're learning something. So this is how you can customize your survey invitation. So this is where you compose that. You can upload a list. You can pick the list, and then you could add an email, right? It's going to come from, I think from us as long as you, until you upgrade, which is again, why you could use the QR code or the survey URL. If you're going to go that route, I would really, really suggest making sure that you put the question in here that's about contact information. So there's 2 different pieces here. If you are just sending this out like onto the internet or the interwebs or social media, you will not know who's taking it if you don't add that, if you don't request their email address or their first name, last name, etc. If you are sending it out through an invite response, it'll be anonymous, but at least you know that you sent it to your network of people. Okay, so then you can go in here and you'll be able to see the distribution system. You can see when they're scheduled to go out. And then you could also see your different templates. You can see your list, which we talked about. I have one list, which is Adrian, and you could name them, etc. I'm not totally sure how many lists you get on Essentials, but a couple is enough. Okay, so you've designed your survey. You've gone through and added all the design elements and the variables and the settings. We're just going to look through this again, right? You can only take the survey once. And now we're going to go through some of the analytics. Oh, and we're running out of time. This is great. Okay, so under Essentials, you get one dashboard, and this dashboard is updated live, which is, I think, possibly one of my favorite things. So you could turn this off and it wouldn't be available and it would only be available to you. Or if you turn it on, this is a live dashboard for your survey, and you can see how many people are taking it, and it updates literally. If I sent this to someone right now and they took it and finished it, it would update why we were on this call or this live stream. And that it is so fun. I love sending it out to people. And again, though, it is, if it's private, make sure you're not just like sending it out to the world, but it is a really fun option. Again, you can add a logo so that if you're sending it out to your committee, let's say you had a prom committee or something, then you have a survey afterwards, make sure that you're sending it out. You want to add the logo, add and retitle it, QuestionPro Office Hours 2024 dashboard. So you're getting that positive reinforcement. Again, you could add a criteria. You only want people, if it's a rolling survey, you only want people in the last 30 days or of all time. You could create different groupings. So make sure you build a criteria. Like I only want people who took it from, and if you added like a state, you could be like only from Texas. We didn't add any of those questions in there. Or if you're sending it out to a school and you only wanted seniors or freshmen, and you would ask a question that way, you could group the dashboard that way. But again, you only get, under Essentials, you only get one dashboard. Boop, boop, boop. And then you could go through here, you can customize. Oh, this is the word cloud. These are so fun. Hold on. Remember? Well, there's not enough words, but remember we had the open-ended question. You would be able to, if you had open-ended questions, great. See, look, do you have any suggestions for improving the events we offer? And great. So if you have that, then the word cloud creates just a fun visual and, highlights the words that are like said the most, but not everybody's into word clouds. I'm into word clouds because I think they're fun. So you can customize your dashboard here. You can pick which questions to display. You can pick, different filters for them. And then you can share that dashboard in live time. It's so much fun. You can also download it as an Excel data. You can download it as a PowerPoint or a PDF if you're sending it out. Using the dashboards to create a story is something that is really powerful when it comes to making decisions in the future off the data that you've collected. You always want to use the data you're collecting in the best way possible to make decisions moving forward. And presenting those dashboards can be really, really fun. You do have a couple different options when it comes to, you can have a data filter on your Essentials. You can also see your response rates here. So our email invitation participation rate, if you had sent this out, you could see how many people didn't finish the survey. You could see how many people completed it. You can see who viewed it. See, that was us that was viewing it. And then we had one person start it and end it. So that's kind of exciting, and that's always updated. And then you can go through here and see, different test responses. You could see the response IDs. Hold on, let me see. And you can dive into each response. Let me see if I can share the screen a little better. Honestly, Essentials is so powerful. I always forget. I'm going to present my whole screen. Entire screen. No, window. Oh no, it's not there. don't know. Let me see if I can do this. Boop, boop, boop. If you have any questions, please put them in the comments. Okay, here we go. I know people are watching this, but I don't know what you're thinking. Okay, here we go. So you can also go through, oh, I want to be on this side. This looks weird. Nope. There it is. Okay, so this is the one response we got, right? This was the test response we were going through. And if you had more, you'd be able to click through. So you can see where we took it from. You can see that did you like it was the best? And then you can see that I answered some of the questions, but not all of them because there wasn't a forced response on that. And then it was neutral. And then you can say like, this was great. So this is definitely something that the more you get, you can see what our choices were. The more you question people answer your questions, you can see, various pieces about them. You could email this response to someone if it was something really important. You could email the report to someone because sometimes you do want to highlight things to your bosses or to your leaders. You can save it as here we go. You can save it as a PDF and maybe say like, hey, these are the 10 that we really want to follow up on, or hey, these were the concerns we've had. There are a lot of different ways that you can use surveys to make sure that you're understanding your what's the word I'm looking for? People? That's not the right word. Contingency or I don't know. Anyways, you know what I mean. Understand the people you care about. So I had oatmeal for breakfast, but my brain feels a little tired. So this is where you can see all that. You could also display the questions. And so here you can see all the answers there. And then you could also see, people who started but not completed. You could see completed or people who got terminated, etc. Okay, so a couple of things though that you can do under Essentials is you can sync this to a Google Sheet too. And Adrian did this for one of our surveys in QuestionPro where we collect fun facts about employees. And so you can make sure that you sign in with Google and have it to a Google Sheets connector. If you're a little bit more comfortable, let's say you're in a statistics class or something like that, you could export that data to your Google Sheets. And that's one of the primary integrations on our Essentials platform. So my internet just went down. So I apologize for that. And that was so embarrassing. Well, we're gonna call this the end of Question Pro office hours for March 2024, and I will probably clip those last 2 minutes at the very end. Anyways, y'all were great. Thanks so much for joining Question Pro office hours. And I'm sorry that I just disappeared, but I hope that you learned something. And if you need help, please reach out to me or anyone at the Question Pro team. Thanks for watching.